Hearst Ranch is a proud sponsor of the Heritage Radio Network. Learn more about Hearst Ranch at HearstRanch.com.
You're listening to Heritage Radio Network.
Well, hello. Welcome to All in the Industry on Heritage Radio Network. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer, and this is our 398th episode of this series, which is dedicated to behind-the-scenes talent in the hospitality industry. Today, I have a special on-the-road show, and it's from the 2024 Food and Wine Classic in Aspen, which took place in mid-June. Before we get to it, first, as I do in every show, I will start with my PR tip, and then we will go to my coverage in Aspen, which includes many interviews, and I do have a speed round, and I will close out with my solo dining experience. As the founder of Bayer Public Relations, I'm going to tip the show off with my PR tip of the week. So today's tip is to know it's better late than never. Now for what? Well, I say for anything and everything. Yes, it's better to do something at any time than not to do it at all. Sometimes things take longer than what we expected, and life simply challenges us with time. But rather than feeling sorry or sad or over-apologetic about any delay, let's instead focus on just getting the task done and moving on. Completing things on our to-do list will have value and be rewarding, even if they take place past our ideal time frame. So let's remember, it's better late than never. Always. That's my tip today. Okay, so as I mentioned, this show is all about the 2024 Food and Wine Classic in Aspen, which took place from June 13th to 16th in, yes, the beautiful mountains of Aspen, Colorado. And this 3-day culinary weekend was the 41st annual event showcasing game-changing culinary leaders, innovative wine and spirits experts, and Epicurean insiders, and it was a sold-out event weekend. So as you're going to hear in my interviews, I was guesstimating how many of the classics I've been to, and I believe it was my 9th year attending, and it was my 4th year covering it on this show. It was so good to be back. I say many times in my interviews how I love Aspen, and it's a happy place for me. And it truly is. And this culinary festival is really the creme de la creme of events. And I'm very grateful to have been a part of it again. So in line with my tip today, I'm getting this show up a little late as this event was in June. But as I said, better late than never. And actually the timing is a good teaser as this coming weekend, September 27th to 29th, it is the inaugural event for the Food and Wine Classic in Charleston. And we mentioned that on the show. And also we talk about the Southern Smoke Foundation event coming up on October 5th. So those are exciting events right around the corner. If you want to find out more about Charleston, you can go to foodandwineclassicincharleston.com, and Southern Smoke's website is southernsmoke.org. Okay, so in Aspen, the event weekend began on Thursday evening. I went to a lovely alfresco opening reception at the St. Regis Hotel, and then to an Amex Trade Night Market event at Ajax Tavern. Both were wonderful events. Following the next 2 days were the grand tasting tents, where I was set up doing interviews right in the middle of the grass area where everyone gathers. And it was really exciting to be there and talk to people as they were coming through. I have a lot of interviews coming up. And I also attended the Amex trade panels. And if you recall on episode 390, which I did at the end of June. I had on Christina Gerdovic, or Chris, from Wonder, and she moderated one of the excellent panels, so you can go back and listen to that. And other events that I went to the publisher's party on top of Aspen Mountain, and there's a fun interview coming up related to that you'll hear about. I also went to a great event called Global Fire at Smuggler Mine, and there was a mine tour and a wonderful view of the sunset, and there was all this live fire cooking. That was great. And I went to a lovely media breakfast at the Little Nail and the OpenTable party at Matsuhisa, and I had some great meals in Aspen. And more details about all of this is coming up, so I will keep this brief. My interviews kick off on day one at the Grand Tasting Tent, starting with Hunter Lewis, the editor-in-chief of Food and Wine magazine, and he's my guest on episode 212. Then I spoke with Steve Sintra, the SVP of Americas for OpenTable, and we had collaborated on a wonderful party for my CHEFWISE book about a year ago, so it was great to catch up with him. Following, I speak with my friend Isabel, or Chabela, Coss, Best New Chef 2023, and the pastry chef of Lutece and Pascual in Washington, D.C. And my solo dining experience on episode 378 is at Lutece. If you want to go back and listen to that, I had a really wonderful meal, and that is where I met Chabela. And then I have an interview with another pastry chef friend, Claudia Fleming, who was my guest on episode 207. She's a James Beard Award-winning pastry chef and the culinary director of Daily Provisions, part of Union Square Hospitality Group, or USHG, and she was there as part of the celebration for the 30th anniversary of Gramercy Tavern, and she's also a contributor to my CHEFWISE book. Then I spoke with Eunji Lee. She's also a Best New Chef 2023. She's the chef and owner of Lysée in New York City, this fantastic pastry restaurant that I love. And then I sat down with Edgar Rico, also a Best New Chef 2023, and the chef and owner of Nixta Taqueria in Austin, Texas. And Edgar and I have a speed round. And finally, I spoke with Katy Kindred, the founder and CVO of Kindred Studio in North Carolina, and she was a part of the Amex Trade Program, the panel that Chris Gerdovic moderated, and the theme of that was growing your brand, and it was with Marcus Samuelson, Danny Meyer, and Nikki Russ Fetterman, as well as Katy. So I'm going to leave you with that. I will play back these interviews, and then before the next round, I will come back and tell you what's coming up. So here we go to Aspen. Please enjoy. Well, hello, I'm Shari Bayer, the host and producer of All in the Industry, coming to you from the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. I'm at the Grand Tasting Tent, ready to chat with people as they come in to enjoy amazing food and drink. So stay tuned. Hello, Hunter Lewis. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Shari?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be here at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen.
Welcome to the 41st Food and Wine Classic in Aspen.
41st. I've been to quite a few. I remember being here for 30. I've missed a few years, but yeah.
So what number is this for you?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm close to 10 though.
Okay, you've got me beat up. This is number 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but you've got... I mean, I've got a cool title being here podcasting, but you are editor-in-chief of Food and Wine magazine, so that's
right.
Like
and
you
sort
have
of
a little
the
more responsibility.
de facto co-host of this big shebang. Glad editor-in-chief as well. We've got 3,000 consumers, a lot of trade, and a bunch of sponsors, and the job here is to make sure people are having a damn good time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel when I get off the plane, I'm immediately having a good time, or I'm in happy mode.
Yeah.
And being that everything kicked off last night, I think people are already having an amazing time.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well, the key is, you're all about the industry, and everybody that's here working the event too, and just making sure all of the chefs and wine pros and the restaurateurs and the somms who are participating in this event, making sure they feel like they're tucked in and dialed in, and if they feel good and they're having a good time, everybody's gonna have a good time.
Yeah, no, very true. So what's new this year? What are you looking forward to?
So some of the things I'm most excited about, Grandmaster Tavern's turning 30 this year.
I know, that's epic.
A great American restaurant. We just featured them in the July issue of Food and Wine that's coming out on newsstand this week. And we're bringing that story to life here in Aspen tomorrow night. And we're going to celebrate with Danny Meyer and Tom Colicchio. They came up with the idea for Grandmaster Tavern in Aspen over breakfast more than 30 years ago. And they decided to go for it and to build Gramercy. And here we are 30 years later. So that's
cool.
One of the many cool origin stories that happens in Aspen. You know, whether it's people having a breakfast meeting and hatching something as big as Grandmaster Tavern, or you know, a mezcal company making their debut here, or you know, a young winemaker doing a big deal with Target. A lot of stuff happens here behind the scenes, and that's part of the cool interchange that happens. So I'm very excited about Grandmaster Tavern's anniversary and celebrating that here. Really excited about our first ever Best New Chef cookout at the top of Aspen Mountain. That's going to be Sunday afternoon, and we've got a bunch of Best New Chefs from many different generations and classes participating in that. And then the 2023 class of Best New Chefs are here, so we're going to honor them like never before. So that's going to be a great hang at the top of the mountain. Chris Shepard is here as our resident editor and chef. And Chris is shepherding the 2023 class of Best New Chefs around and making sure he's taking feedback from the chef community about how to make this event even better. So those are a few wrinkles that we're doing this year. We're doing a talk series. Kat Kinsman is hosting her Tendril Swans podcast here with Jade Chang. We've got a panel conversation about competition food TV. So we're doing that in addition to the culinary demos and all of the wine seminars as well.
It's amazing. Yeah, no, what a lineup. And incredible food and drink, of course. Beautiful setting. I'm so excited to be a part of this and back and to be here with you. So thank you.
Absolutely. Let me know what your discoveries are. Last year, our big discovery was Pizza Freak. The incredible pizza out of Philadelphia by the two Brads. That's right. Yeah. So we're looking for the next Pizza Freak here.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know. And do you have restaurants or any place you're checking out while you're in town, or you don't really have time?
You know, we're so busy. It's honestly, it's just like grab and go. Very interested in Yoshi's new restaurant. He's got a restaurant in Austin as well. Former Best New Chef, so looking to check that out. And then it's a lot of the mainstays. You know, the places to go hang like Clark's. And MML Group just opened Las Montañas last year. Good Tex-Mex food, good margaritas. Mama and McQueen's here on the corner with her crepe shack, and she's an absolute dynamic human being and a really, really fun person and a great chef. Super fresh food, so definitely recommend that. But you know, when it comes to the grand tasting, two places I'm gonna hit up first. I'm gonna go to explore Charleston's Corner because I know I can get some good pimento cheese, and then the best food every year is always the Best of Chef's Corner. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a homer, and I'm speaking for the brand. Like the best, most dynamic food in the tents is the Best of Chef's food.
I do always love that you bring in the best new chefs, and I saw Isabel and Coss, and
Belle just snagged the cover of the July issue. That's her masa battered fish taco with homemade tortillas on the cover of the July issue, and we've got a surprise for her on Sunday at the Best of Chef Cookout. So.
Oh, cool! Yeah. I was in DC not long ago, and we met for the first time.
Did you get into Pascual?
I went to Lutece.
Okay, awesome.
It was before it opened.
Yeah.
It was a few months ago, but we met. Her desserts were phenomenal.
Due for a trip.
The whole restaurant experience was amazing. But I've been seeing her. I saw her last night, and she's just a breath of fresh air, and she's an amazing cook. So I'm excited to try her dish here. But yeah, I mean, the Best New Chefs. I mean, there's a reason they're the Best New Chefs. And last night at the reception, Top Chef.
Oh, okay, at the party. Yeah.
And Aisha, incredible at Ajax. Yeah, all of it.
Well, and then the wine last night. When you have your selection curated by Bobby Stuckey and Miles and Femi from Craft in Charleston, and Carlin Carr, you know you're gonna be drinking well too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw Bobby earlier today, and I congratulated him on that awesome award.
Very excited to share the Food and Wine Mentorship Award with Bobby this year. He's been huge for the industry and champion of independent restaurants and a big fabric of Food and Wine Classic in Aspen for 3 decades now. So that was an easy call.
Yeah, no, I know him from coming to this event, all these years.
Awesome.
And thank you.
Yeah,
enjoy.
Thank you,
I will
appreciate what
see
you
you
do
around.
for the industry.
Thank you so much. I do this because I love it. I love being here and, as I said, being a part of this. So
Cheers
thank you and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Classic.
Thank you. Cheers.
My name's Steve Sintra, SVP of Americas with OpenTable. We absolutely love coming to this event every year. We sponsor a couple chef parties and events, and it's just a great opportunity to connect with a lot of folks that we see throughout the year and work with throughout the year. I've been a couple times. It's always, there's a star on it in my calendar every year. I absolutely look forward to this every year.
Fabulous. And where are you based again?
I am in Connecticut.
Okay, cool. It's wonderful to see you. What are you looking forward to most?
Ooh, so we've got a couple events coming up. Had a great panel moderated by Andrew Zimmer this morning, which was phenomenal. Talking about next generation, and looking forward to the OpenTable party on Saturday night.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, no, I love the events you do. The Chicago event was outstanding.
The Rosé, it was rooftop bar event with one-off hospitality. Can't go wrong with an event there with such a beautiful view.
Best events, and so good to see you here in Aspen.
Yeah, you
always.
too, Shari.
Thank you always for your support of everything, and I look forward to seeing you the rest of the weekend. So thanks for stopping.
Same here. Thanks, Shari. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Same.
Hi, hello, we're live.
Isabel Coss or Chabela?
Chabela for the friends. So we can go by Chabela.
Chabela. I just spoke with Hunter Lewis, and your name came up because you're a Best New Chef.
Yes.
And your recipe, your dish is on the cover of the magazine.
I know. I didn't know about it. We were working about it. Like, they reached out to me, the team of Food and Wine. They were saying, like, hey, we want to make a story about corn. This is the first year that corn in Mexico, we finally, laws against importing GMO corns went into effect, or GMO corn for human consumption, it finally got prohibited. So people's been fighting for it, like they've been trying to flood GMO corn in Mexico. So it's been like a culinary fight about it, about not using it for human consumption, or like starting to remove those type of corns, because those type of corns put away the good corns, the indigenous corns, the one that resists global warming, the one that been there for centuries, So when they reached out to me to make a story for it, I was like, to make a recipe, I was so excited, and I get to talk about it. And I didn't know that the cover was gonna be there. I just got off the plane in Aspen yesterday, and I saw a taco everywhere, and I'm like, wait, this is Aspen, why there's a taco in here, Like, I get it, but you never see tacos in these platforms, that tend to be like a very certain, specific, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I was like, is it? And then I got to my room and I saw the magazine.
So you found out yesterday looking from the magazine
I found out yesterday looking at the magazine cover. I didn't know.
There was
I had no idea.
Oh my God.
I had no idea. I know we were going back and forth on the recipe, and it was incredible, but like I never saw like the end photos. I never saw the stuff. I didn't even know this story was gonna end up being like the main story or like the cover story. It was did by Kush, which was incredible. Diana Perez worked on it so much. Like the whole team of, under the guidance of Hunter. I think they killed it. I was reading it today in the hotel room.
That is amazing.
Yes.
No, that's huge.
Huge. I was telling like my mom, I'm like, Mom, models want to be in a book cover, chefs want a Food and Wine cover, I guess.
No, I mean, with my publicist hat, getting in Food and Wine magazine is amazing in itself, but being on the cover really is like, it's epic.
It's epic. It's once in a lifetime, It's a very cool opportunity.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I met you recently. I mean, well, now
Yes.
I feel like we've become
And we fell in love
friends.
right away, right?
Yes, because what I love about traveling and going to events and traveling in itself is checking out restaurants in other cities and seeing people outside their restaurants, which is, so I got the opportunity to go to Lutece, I don't know, several months ago, and your desserts were phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was really. What was the one with the cheese?
Honeycomb semifreddo with shaved Comté cheese, 24-month aged Comté cheese.
Oh,
that I think is the iconic dish right now at that restaurant. You know, I could not take it off. People go mad. But I love it. So
delicious.
It's gonna be
so delicious. And then I saw you at Maddie's for your collaboration during the South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Yes. We did a collaboration with Ana Castro, and it was 3 girls cooking. You know, I think it was our dream opportunity for us having like a all-women kitchen, and we had so much fun.
It was outstanding, and Val is having a good year.
She's having the year.
Valerie Chang just got Best Chef South from the James Beard Foundation. So, but this is so exciting to be here with you. Is this your first time in Aspen?
First time. I got Best New Chef, so we get to come. It's part of the accolade.
It's a perk.
It's a perk of the accolade. It's my first time in this beautiful place. It's breathtaking. It's a lot to take, but I'm trying to enjoy it.
I've been several times. I don't know, Hunter asked me how many, and I've been probably close to 10, if not 10. And I come because it's so beautiful, and it's such a well-produced event and brings in such amazing talent.
Agreed. And the amount of talent in the same room. Like yesterday we had the introduction, or like the opening parties. And I was amazed by the amount of big dogs walking in the room, you know?
Yeah.
Makes you feel like a baby girl.
I hear you. So what are you doing at the tent? You're cooking?
Yes, I'm cooking later at 4 o'clock. I'm doing dessert.
Okay, that makes sense.
Doing, we had to do a dessert that was like incredible, that was like iconic of us, but also that we're traveling with so many portions. So I'm doing tres leches cake. So we're doing kind of like a roulade of tres leches. On the middle there's like a savory corn mousse, and then there's peach jam on the layers, so it all gets wrapped up, and then we dip that in a caramelized white chocolate, and I cover it in amaranth. So there's like many layers, and there's crunchy, and then we soak it on like a tres leches soak. So it's a beautiful tres leches cake. I'm excited. I love tres leches. I'm from Mexico City, so like that is a dessert I grew up eating, and I love doing it, and I always try to find ways to like do it in new shapes, you know. We know the sheet cake, but how can we make it elevated for this type of event?
I look forward to trying that.
Yes.
And you just opened a new restaurant in DC?
Yeah, in Capitol Hill. We just opened Pascual. 4 months, it's like probably 4 months old. And I think this is like my first service out of the restaurant. Mexican restaurant, like it's inspired by Mexico City, where I'm from, where I grew up. There's like dishes like fideos. There's dishes like there's some like southern dishes from Oaxaca, like tetelas. We have one taco. It's taco al pastor. It's like, I think for me, like the queen of all the tacos. And we got a custom-made wood grill by Grills by the Month, and we get to cook it like a blend of woods. So all the food at a point and drinks touch the grill. That I think it complements Mexican cuisine and elevates it like incredible. And the taco al pastor especially, it's cooked by the fire, so the meat is always perfect.
Oh, I can't wait to try.
The outcome has been great. We just got our review by the Post. We got an incredible review, and they named us #1 of the new restaurants in DC. So it's been great work. It's been a lot of work, so it feels good.
Yeah, no, and you run the restaurant with your husband, chef Matt.
Yeah, Matt. I couldn't do it without him. I also, our partners, the Popal group, they've been incredible. They've been like guiding us, you know, and leading the way. But Matt, you know, Matt's my rock. He couldn't come to the event today because he's running both restaurants right now.
Well, someone's gonna
do it. Someone's gonna do it, and you know. I'm here representing both of us. And all the team.
Of course.
And myself in Mexico and tacos.
Well, I love seeing you.
I love seeing you too. I love seeing you. You're always like, you always have good stories. You always travel to a new place. And you're always eating everywhere. So I think you always have like good recommendations of where to eat. So it's always fun to catch it because you're gonna know where to go.
Thanks. I love checking out restaurants. I love being part of this community, and it's my passion.
It is a passion.
So,
this community is a passion, and when people like you that put the words of the chefs out, it's incredible. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here with you. Are you dining anywhere in particular? Do you have time?
I mean, I'm going to try to have all the bites from all the best new chefs that they're cooking, for sure, because I love them and I want to try it. I don't know. I'm sure we'll get brought somewhere to eat.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot happening here at the tents and at all the parties that I don't even know if there's time to try restaurants, but you'll see. Aspen's got some good ones.
Yeah, I'll trust wherever it takes me, you know? Wherever I'll end up, I'll have a good time.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll let you get to the party here at the tents, and I look forward to spending more time with you over the next couple of days.
Same. We'll see you
So
around.
thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Claudia.
Great to see you here.
Great to see you too.
Yes.
Claudia Fleming.
So
We're in
fun.
Aspen.
I know. Does it get better than this?
No, it doesn't. I was here 2 years ago. I remember you were here 2 years ago, right?
I was here for the launch of Delectable.
Right, your book.
The second book, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's the book doing?
It's doing well, yeah.
It's a beautiful book.
Thank you.
Beautiful
yes.
book. I know you worked real hard on that.
Yeah, you know, they are a labor of love, those books.
Yeah, no, truly. But your recipes,
As you know well.
Yeah, I do know. And you're a part of my book, CHEFWISE. And I will give you full credit right now for being the start of a book that I'm getting chefs to all sign, which you were the first signature.
Was I?
Yes.
Cool.
And now I have over 40 signatures at this point. And
How
it's
fun.
pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
So thank you.
And congratulations
for starting
to
that
you.
tradition. Thank you. It's pretty cool. So we're here in Aspen at the Food and Wine Classic.
Yes.
And
I'm here especially for the 30th anniversary of Gramercy Tavern.
That is amazing. I mean, that is such a milestone. Congratulations.
Indeed. Yes, extraordinary.
So you guys are doing a dinner tomorrow night, I believe.
Yes.
And what are you cooking?
I'm doing one of the Gramercy Tavern classics, an oldie but a goodie, the coconut tapioca with passion fruit and basil syrup.
Delicious. And are you doing any other events here? Is that like the one activity, which is a big one?
Karen Damasco and I are doing a cooking demo this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What are you doing for that?
Caramel. It's a caramel inspired demo. So I'm doing the chocolate caramel tart. She's doing caramel ice cream and caramel candy, hard caramel candy to
Amazing. Delicious. And how are things back in New York for you?
Things are great. I am currently the culinary director at Daily Provisions, growing quickly, and it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
I tend to go to Daily Provisions quite often. I've been hitting the one in Manhattan West a bit. It's a great spot to grab a bite and a coffee and do some work for me and meet people.
Yeah.
And I cannot when I get a coffee, not get a cruller. I get one every time.
I wish I could take credit. All the credit goes to Christine Lisa, who is the executive pastry chef.
Good to give credit where credit's due, and it's really one of my go-to spots, and you're a part of everything there. So, I always love seeing you. Are you looking forward to eating anywhere in particular in Aspen while you're here?
I haven't actually done my homework, but I think Danny has some plans for us this evening. So we'll be going to dinner somewhere fabulous, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Well, I look forward to seeing Danny. Always a pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
Have fun. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Okay,
Take care.
Bye.
Have fun.
You too. Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Tell my listeners your name and restaurant in New York City.
Hi, my name is Eunji. I'm from New York. We have a dessert restaurant in New York City, which is Lysée, Lysee, and it's like a pastry gallery and there's a dessert restaurant.
I have been to your outstanding pastry restaurant, and I'm not just using the word outstanding lightly. I really love your desserts. You're
Appreciate it.
super talented.
Thank you so much.
And you opened, when did you open? Like a year or so ago?
It has been 2 years that we opened. So
Okay.
actually, it's next week is our second anniversary. We opened in June 28th, so it has been 2 years.
Are you
so
doing
far.
something to celebrate?
Yeah, we're going to celebrate with our team with some food and wine, beer.
Fantastic. So have you been to this Food and Wine Classic in Aspen before? Is this your first time here?
No, it's our very first time here, and then I got impressed like how amazing it is and how big it is. So I'm very excited, and then this is my first time in Aspen too, so very excited. Yeah, it's beautiful here.
It is beautiful. I should count how many times I've been, but it's probably close to 10. And not every year, but I try to get back whenever I can because I find as soon as I get off the plane, I just, there's something comes over me. That's
even inside a plane, when I saw the window, like,
the view is outstanding
the view was
too.
Outstanding. Yeah. It's very, like in Manhattan, it's different, very different than Manhattan.
True.
The view.
And, where did you grow up?
So I was born in Korea, and then when I was 19 years old, I moved to France. I grew up there professionally for pastry and baking restaurants for 11 years. And then 2016, I got an offer at Chungsik restaurant in New York, which is 2 Michelin star Korean restaurant. So I was there for 5 years as an executive pastry chef. And then 2021, I left to prepare my own place. And then 2022, we opened Lysée at Flatiron District.
Yes, I went to Chungsik many years ago. I remember having the banana dessert, the frozen banana, which is just, it's quite a sensational dessert. And then at your restaurant now, I did your tasting, which was outstanding. They're also delicious, but you have the corn one. Which is, presentation-wise, it's like, it's art. It's art.
Thank you. It's 100% corn with the corn mousse, corn cream, and corn cake. Everything is corn, and this is our top seller at Lysée, with alongside our signature dessert. So on Sunday, I'm going to make our signature dessert in a mini version in here.
Oh, nice. I look forward to trying that.
Yeah, you should come.
Yeah, absolutely. I was also recently I went to Seoul for Asia's 50 Best. Yes. It was my excuse to get out there. So it was my first time, and actually I met the owner of Chungsik there.
Oh, Chef Chungsik.
Yeah. And it was so great to get to experience and see South Korea. I mean, what a food scene. Do you get back?
Yeah, I go back sometimes, and then I love to enjoy all the food, so including the barbecues, but also fine dining restaurants as well. And I love Chungsik, so Chungsik too.
Yeah, it's incredible. So congratulations on the Best New Chefs. I look forward to trying your dessert here and getting back to New York and coming back in because I love what you do. It's such a special restaurant.
Thank you. Can't wait for that.
Thank you, and have fun.
Have fun. Thank you.
Bye. So hi.
Howdy.
Howdy. You got a nice cowboy hat on. I love it. And you're from Texas. So tell my listeners your full name and your restaurant.
So my name is Edgar Rico. I am the chef and co-owner of Nixta Taqueria in Austin, Texas.
Amazing. And you're here as a Best New Chef.
Yeah. So last year I was very fortunate to have been in 2023's class of BNCs. And, every year they bring out the chefs, and it's just, a dream to be here. It's like, you see it in the magazines. I mean, I remember reading it as a kid, seeing Thomas Keller and Daniel Boulud and all them here. And it's just so cool to be part of this next generation. And, just seeing all your heroes just casually walking around the city, having an espresso. We just saw Nancy Silverton as we were walking over, just having a latte, it's just so cool. This town's charming. It feels like we are in a set of a Wes Anderson film, It's very curated and beautiful.
Congratulations. It's a big deal to be on the best new chef list. And looking back over the years I think you look at like the first class of people, I think it was Danielle Ballou and Thomas Keller, and you see where they took their careers. And I think it's a great family to be a part of. I mean, great is an understatement.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the things that they do with this, I'm just really grateful for to see, like, how it's not just like, okay, they stick your name on a magazine and it's like, here you go, you won this thing. It's like, I love that they take those extra few steps of, like, you know, doing these things like the Amex Trade program, like listening, getting to hear these little nuggets of wisdom from industry greats, you know, like Danny Meyer, Marcus Samuelson, you know, and to get to be in the room and just like get to hear all this, it's just like, you know, it propels your business and like helps you in ways just like think about things that maybe you wouldn't have thought of, or just, yeah, it's just really cool. So yeah, I think Food and Wine does a really great job of, you know, not just having you to be this thing on a list. It's like they really want to propel you and like set you up for success. So I think that's a really cool thing that they're willing to take those extra steps to like really make it something that's will like truly change your mindset and your outlook, I feel like, as a chef and in terms of how you run your business as a whole. So cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the Amex Trade program and the talk, it was a wonderful talk with Danny Meyer and Marcus Samuelson. And yeah, just I've always enjoyed coming and going to the trade program. I always feel I get a lot out of those conversations. And also, I've always enjoyed having the delicious food and drink here in Aspen. So you are making tacos today.
Yeah, we made some tacos today. We were doing our signature taco, I would say. We always say it's the taco that pays the bills, that keeps the lights on. It's the duck carnitas. And yeah, if there was a signature dish for us, I would say it's undoubtedly that taco for sure.
Well, I did get it. I was doing interviews at the grand tasting and I ran over there really fast and grabbed it and I took it back and enjoyed it at my little media station, and it was so delicious. Yes, I would take seconds if you are cooking again, which I don't think you are, but I'll have to get to Austin then.
Yeah, unfortunately not. This is the one and done situation, but hoping we'll come back in the future. But yeah, if you ever want to come out, the one place to find the duck carnitas is always in Austin, Texas. So
yes, I'm planning a trip soon, I hope. When
have you ever been?
I was in Austin. Well, I almost went to University of Texas, UT. Oh. So I toured
Oklahoma instead, or what?
You won't guess where I went. Well, maybe you will, but it's not. It's more Midwest.
Okay.
It's a big school.
Northwestern?
Go Blue.
Oh, Michigan.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I always wonder, like, where would I be today? Because it's an amazing school. I just, you got to make that decision. And so I ended up going to Michigan. But I remember visiting with my parents and seeing the campus. Mm. And then I went back, I believe it was about 6 years ago, I went to the Hot Luck Festival that Mike Thielen does. And it was his first year. So I'm due to come back.
For sure.
Because it's been, a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of new things that have popped up, like your restaurant, since I've been there. Because when did you open?
So we opened up in 2019. So yeah, you missed us by about a year. But yeah, Austin, if you have come, it's been 6 years, it's going to look completely different. In 6 years, you wouldn't believe it. But like, since Austin is just such a boom town, like the growth that has happened in the past 5 years is exponential. And it's like crazy and cool to also get to be a part of. But yeah, I feel like Austin is especially, I wouldn't recommend coming in the summer if you do decide to come back, but yeah, it's an amazing place. It's got this cool, charming small town vibe, but like the arts and culture, I feel like, of like a big city like you would find in like anywhere else. But yeah.
I grew up in Miami, so I give you the same advice for not visiting over the summer, even though I love Miami, but it's hot. And so now for the rest of this festival. Is this your first time in
Aspen? It is. I've always heard about, people coming here. Here, the winters here are also very epic because of the amazing like snowboarding and skiing that happens here. But yeah, first time here, and it's wild. It's so cool to like see that. Well, also cool that you can walk around the whole city in like about 10 to 15 minutes if you really want to. And it seems like you can just bike around, and it's also, it's like 70 degrees right now. It's like a beautiful, perfect day.
No, it is beautiful here. And that's one thing I've always liked about this festival is that you walk around town and you pass by familiar faces in the industry. It's all walkable, and it's all like within a few blocks, everything, although it is a big festival. So cool. What else are you looking forward to this weekend?
So definitely looking forward to, also trying some of my contemporaries in BNC class, some of their food. I'm excited. I'm going to run over right after this to go try Isabela's food, and super excited about that. But just soaking it all in, honestly, like just taking every single thing, like one step at a time. And like, I think definitely looking forward to a lot of the Amex trade talks. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's so beneficial to get these like these nuggets of wisdom from like industry people that are just, doing things obviously right, But yeah, that and just being here in the moment. And just excited to be here. Well,
it's so wonderful to meet you. Do you want to play a speed round? Right. And then I'll let you go because we got to have our late day snack. Okay, so speed round is I'm going to name a couple of things such as chocolate or vanilla, and you get to pick your preference.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Eat in at home or eat out at a restaurant?
Oh, restaurant.
Indoor dining or al fresco dining?
Al fresco.
Wine, beer, cocktail, mocktail, or champagne?
Wine.
Tasting menu or a la carte?
A la carte.
Small plates or large plates?
Ooh, large plates.
Communal table or chef's counter?
Chef's counter.
Tipping or all-inclusive charge?
All-inclusive.
You really got the speed. I love this. Corn tortillas or flour tortillas?
Oh, come on, corn tortillas. That's what we do. It pays my bills. I'm a big proponent, advocate for corn tortilla, and it's part of your DNA and being Mexican. It's they always say there's a slogan in Mexico: "Sin maíz no hay país," which means like without corn there's no country. And it's the backbone of Mexico.
Yeah, no, I figured that might be your response on that one. Cooking at your restaurant or cooking at a festival?
Oh, at the restaurant. That's home, That's your dojo,
Okay, 2 more. Cheese plate or dessert?
Cheese plate.
Manhattan, Brooklyn, or Austin?
Austin.
Easy. You were really good at that. Really fast.
Thank you.
You know what you like.
For sure.
Okay, before I let you go, you also were the recipient of the Emerging Chef Award at the Beard Foundation Awards in
2022.
In 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. That is another amazing achievement.
Yeah, so like, walk those steps too with some, amazing people. I remember that moment being there, like Kwame had actually won the year prior, and he was the one who was presenting that year. And like, it was just such a trip, like hearing him say my name. It was like, it took me a while to reciprocate it. And then my wife's like, go, you won. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just really grateful. That has opened so many doors along with this. And, we just take it day at a time, count your blessings. And yeah, I'm just grateful to be on this journey, this ride.
Well, I was there that year. I missed you then, but I'm glad I caught you here in Aspen.
It was the tornado that got it. The tornado that touched down.
I remember that. The timing actually was good for the red carpet, which I was doing interviews. The tornado came in, 20 minutes later. At least
it was but
it was kind of nuts.
Award. Literally, it was wild. We all got evacuated as literally as I went backstage, they were like, "We gotta go. There's a tornado." I was like, "Wait, what? Like, are they about to cancel the awards? Like, what is going on?" But no, it didn't end up happening. The show went on, you know.
It was Mother Earth giving you a big applause. Let's how about that?
Yeah, right.
Well, awesome. Congratulations. So nice to meet you. Enjoy your rest of your time here. I'm glad the sun is out now, and this is a happy place for me. So, yeah, cool. Have fun. And again, congratulations.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, hello. Hi.
Hi.
Please tell my listeners your full name and your restaurant or restaurant group.
Sure. So my name is Katy Kindred. I am the founder and CVO of Kindred Studio. We own and operate Kindred Restaurant in Davidson, North Carolina, as well as Hello Sailor, which is just a stone's throw away from Kindred. And then we have 2 milk bread locations, which is our more fast casual concept. And then we have Albertine and another milk bread coming online in the next couple weeks.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
When did you first start?
Well, it depends on your definition of start. So we've been in the business for a very long time. It's a partnership between me and my husband. He and I met there years ago at a hotel in Chicago, and went off and worked a little bit overseas, and then worked in San Francisco, where I worked in fine dining at Quint's Restaurant, and he worked at Delfina Restaurant. And then we came back to Davidson, which is where he is originally from, to kind of settle down and have kids and stuff like that. I'm from Chicago. So when he went through culinary school at Johnson & Wales in Charleston, he came back to Charlotte and decided he didn't really, at that time, there was a lot of like more corporate restaurants and like steak and potato kind of stuff. And so he really wanted to go cut his teeth for like a big time chef in some city. So it was New York or LA or San Francisco, and he ended up with Chicago. So he's a big sports fan and loved the Midwest sensibilities, a little bit more like the South. And so we ended up meeting there. So our first restaurant that we owned was opened in 2015, and that was Kindred, our namesake restaurant.
Wonderful. I lived in Chicago for a couple of years before New York, back in the 90s.
Great city.
Yeah, really great. I worked at Charlie Trotter's as a server. I was there in 1996 and 7.
Okay, so before me. So I have a lot of connections to Charlie Trotter, the whole crew. My ex-boyfriend was their wine director and did a lot of work with them and
Who's
stuff
that?
like that. Conrad Reddick.
Okay.
But he's after you. He was there.
No, because I've been traveling to a bunch of events, and I was at the James Beard Awards, and I saw Joseph Spellman, who was the head som when I was there.
He's a good friend of mine. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know Joe
Okay.
really well. Yeah. So that's the Chicago true and true.
Yeah, no, it was cool because
I love Joe Spellman.
Yeah, he's wonderful, and I feel the people that were there then or after, like it's a family tree.
Did you work with Giuseppe?
I worked with Giuseppe.
Yeah.
I worked with Belinda Chang, who was yeah, and she wasn't a som yet.
Yeah. So I worked with her too. I was actually working with her when we went to open the Ambassador East Hotel.
Okay.
She was involved in that whole opening, and that's when Joe and I met. It was
Oh,
at
wonderful.
That. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a small world.
It is, yeah.
So we're here in Aspen. Have you been to this festival before?
This is my first time, and I'm really enjoying it. It's so beautiful, and I've never been to Aspen at all, even as a guest, so I'm enjoying it a lot.
Wow, yeah, I've been coming on and off for years because I find as soon as I get off the plane that just happiness comes over me. There's something
really
about the air and the mountains, and
I love
this
it.
festival is really so well produced, and they bring such amazing talent here.
Yes, I hope to be back because this is there's something special about this festival for sure.
Yeah, so we just came from your Amex Trade panel.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little about that?
Sure, yeah. So the panel was basically around the idea of growing a brand, growing a business, which it was a really well thought out panel in my opinion, because we had people from with Nikki Russ, who has a generational legacy, sort of family legacy sort of restaurant experience. Danny Meyer, which is obviously securing his legacy as just an amazing entrepreneur with such a huge breadth of different projects that he's doing of all different kinds. Marcus Samuelson, who has got this very international brand. And I could speak from experience going to his restaurants. They all seem to just be on point no matter where you're at. So he's definitely a good culture ambassador. And then myself, who is probably more of the young gun of the group, but we have 4 restaurants right now. We'll have 6 restaurants in the next couple of weeks and probably 8 restaurants next year. And we range between mostly these sort of more creative concepts, but we also have a fast casual similar to like a Danny Meyer that is more of like an engine of the brand, and then we have these other creative concepts that make us happy and that we love to do to really express our creativity.
Amazing. Well, I hope to visit your places one day.
We would love that. We would love that. Please do.
Yeah, I really would. And the talk was really great. And Chris Gerdovic, who moderated, I've known for a long time, and she's actually going to be my guest on my podcast coming up.
Let's go.
So, and this will air after that, but I'm very excited to have her on. We're going to do it at our studio in Brooklyn. So.
She is amazing. I was so delighted to get to know her before this, just as a get to know you kind of thing, and she was a phenomenal moderator.
Yeah, it was really well done and great to hear your story and great to meet you.
Thank you, likewise.
What are you looking forward to for the rest of the time here? How long are you here?
So I'm only here for one more night because I've got to go back because I am opening 2 restaurants in the next couple of weeks. So I legitimately.
So you're a little bit busy right now.
Yeah, in between events, I've been going back to my room and talking to my, millwork guy and architect and all that kind of stuff. So I truly do need to go back home. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to head back home. But tonight, I'm excited to spend some night with my peers and go to the top of the mountain and enjoy company of all these amazing restaurateurs and operators that I admire so much.
Well, I will see you at top of the mountain.
Let's go.
Yeah, enjoy. Really wonderful to meet you. Congratulations.
Likewise. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again soon.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a wrap from the Grand Tasting Tent on day 1 at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. Thank you to everyone who stopped to chat with me. I'll be back with more coverage. So thanks as always for tuning in to All in the Industry. And more is coming your way right now as we're going to go to a first for me, my first gondola ride interview, which I did going up to the publisher's party at the top of Aspen Mountain. And it was spontaneous. And I spoke with 3 cool people who I was sharing the ride with. And they are Caleb Silver, the editor-in-chief of Investopedia, Alex Seidel, chef and owner of Fruition Restaurant, Mercantile Dining and Provision, Fud Mill, and Chook Chicken, all in Denver, Colorado, and Alex Grenier, the executive chef of Mercantile Dining and Provision. So here is our conversation. It's going to kick off with Caleb asking a question to Alex. Please enjoy. Review from a gondola ride.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so why not?
All right, let me ask you again. What did being a Best New Chef in 2010 for Food and Wine do for you, for your career, for your connections? How did it help, if it helped at all?
So I opened my first restaurant, Fruition, 3 years before that award was bestowed. And, we didn't set out for any awards, or it was just making people happy in Denver. But when that came about, it was amazing for our team. It was great recognition for Denver, our community. But I think it just brought ability to network with some of the greatest minds in our industry, right? And be inspired over and over and over again. And that's kind of what these events
was. Food TV what Food TV became at that time in 2010? Did it turn into media opportunities and earn media opportunities?
I was never interested in doing TV. I turned down a lot of TV. I did do a couple of episodes of Top Chef just because they wanted to use my farm in it and my restaurant. And so that was a good experience, but I'm not a competition type TV personality.
But you were the guest host chef, didn't compete. Did you judge?
Judge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
And can we time out 1 second? Tell my listeners your name and your restaurants.
My name is Alex Seidel.
Okay.
Denver, Colorado. Fruition, Mercantile at Union Station, Mercantile and DIA. So if anybody's flying out, Concourse A. And Chook. Chook was Fruition and Mercantile I could never afford to go eat in when I grew up. So Chook was really a way to bring good food to more people. You know, it's a certified B Corp, so it's people and planet over profit, doing things for the right reasons, you know. We don't have any food and wine articles or James Beards hanging in any of the restaurants.
But you earn them.
You know, our teams earn them for sure, because it's bigger than one person. But yeah, honor for the team.
Hardest part of owning one restaurant, and then what's the hardest part of owning 3 restaurants or several restaurants?
So yeah, it's I had a farm. I started a farm 2 years after my first restaurant, Fruition, and we made cheese and cheese. So gone through these kind of periods of just exploration and trying to search for ways to feed people through different means than just a restaurant. So I also have a commissary. We do viennoiserie and Whole Foods and certainly feed the airport with a lot of croissants, and so I think it's just different avenues, just exploring different avenues.
Right? Is it the operations part, the running of the small business that you find more challenging than, say, the inspiration to come up with new things or to come up with new concepts for the restaurant? Which is it that sort of makes you work the different part of your brains a little bit harder? Because it sounds like you're a creative person who also has a huge heart and believes in the hospitality part of hospitality, the service part.
Well, I grew up in Wisconsin, so no culinary mecca of anywhere, right?
Some Top Chef decided to do their episode there.
I've been there
Good
since
stuff.
94.
I haven't been there since a Halloween during college.
Wow.
Oh, I went to University of Michigan, so I visited some friends in Madison once. Yeah.
I went to UW Milwaukee.
Oh, cool.
So,
good personal finance program, UW Milwaukee.
I played soccer there.
College soccer.
Left for culinary school.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, you know, growing up there, I remember seeing fresh herbs for the first time, you know, and it's like, whoa. And then I think you get to the point where you're learning in your career, you're trying to figure out how to cook, different techniques. Finally, you put all these things together and you figure out how to create a plate. And then it's like, how do you create a menu? And then not just understanding the menu as a chef, but it's also understanding how we serve the food in front. So there has to be a connection there, so you continue to learn. And as a restaurateur, I think you kind of have to learn everything, right? But for me, I think it's still a process of graduating to the next thing.
When you want to make yourself a good snack, what are you making?
Holy shit.
Like that.
I've been on back-to-back events, and I was at the James Beard Awards, and I asked people their favorite comfort food. So, similar, so we're on the same page.
Let's go.
I mean, you might be hired to be my co-host once I get your name.
I'm Caleb Silver. I'm the host of the Investopedia Express podcast.
Yes.
Awesome co-hosting with me today. Okay, answer
What
your...
an amazing ride we have.
Yeah, this is fun. And our...
What's the
yes.
We need to know yours.
Yeah, we need to know your background, too.
Sunday morning, what are you making?
Eggs, tortillas. I
tortillas?
love Mexico. You know, I just got a new recipe that I'm actually going to try. I've made tortillas in the past, but I was just in Mexico at Bruma and Fauna in the Valle de Guadalupe, and had these amazing tortillas. And the winemaker is actually here in Aspen, and I've been bugging her for a few weeks. I was just in Mexico last week cooking in Todos Santos. So Javier Plasencia had a little festival for his restaurant, and was just down there cooking with all these chefs from Mexico, and now we're all up here the next weekend. So Mexico has a big heart. I have, affinity for the food and the flavors. I'm trying to spend more time down there after restaurants. So I think that's my simple go-to. Tortillas, magic.
I agree.
Magic.
Awesome.
What's your comfort food? What's your go-to? What's your name? What do you cook?
My name's Alex Grenier. I cook at Mercantile Dining and Provision.
You don't just cook there. You run the show.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true.
This is the next generation.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you want to make yourself some comfort food, what do you make?
When I want to make myself some comfort food at home, most of the time, man, that slow cooker is getting to work. So just caramelized meats and potatoes. Not a whole lot that I have to...
You like scrumptious?
Oh, I like scrumptious. I'm an East Coast boy, so...
When you want to make...
You get some good Creekstone beef and some Jones jelly potatoes, and you put them in a crock pot and you call it a day.
That sounds so good right now. When you want to make someone you love comfort food, what do you make?
What's their favorite food?
That's a good answer.
Somebody you love, what's their favorite food? So
let's go with a soup.
Let's go with their soup.
Yeah, maybe they're a soup person or a stew.
I guess something that I would do, it would be like, you ever heard of a sunchoke?
Yeah.
Make like a Jerusalem artichoke soup and just put like a nice hazelnut pesto. Just call it a day.
Good.
Sunchokes have the flavor that have just like this deep richness, but also it's just so much more complex than that. So that's it. Nothing crazy.
What was the aha moment where you're like, I can cook, I can feel my creativity coming through the food, or I can feel the food inspiring my creativity?
I'm not sure if there was an aha moment in that point. There was an aha moment when I was going through college and I had like a dinner party, and there was like 10 people around the party, and I cooked this meal, and had this almost out-of-body experience because I was experiencing all these people like laughing and enjoying the table and enjoying themselves. And that was my euphoric moment to immediately change from the engineering field actually into culinary. It was an aha moment. Literally the next day, it changed my field. I went into directly, and I had to basically make, I was already in college, so I had to finish it out. So I went to hospitality from there on out and just started cooking. I already knew I had to do what I had to do. So that one night flipped the script.
Yeah, it was providing that kind of joy for other people.
Yeah, it was one night. That was it.
All right. And yours? Comfort food? Before we wrap things up?
It's going to be New Mexican food. Probably going to be huevos rancheros. I do make, I grew up on the red and the green.
Yeah.
I am a black belt in guacamole. I don't make it for myself.
Guacamole. Well.
Grandmaster, and but it's going to be New Mexican, most likely.
Tomatoes or no tomatoes in your guac?
Tomatoes, but just the outsides.
Okay.
Thank you all so much. This was fun.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So good to meet you too.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation. It made the ride really memorable and wonderful to meet Caleb, Alex, and Alex. Thank you for chatting with me. And when we got to the top of the mountain, the sun was going down and we caught this amazing sunset. And then we went in for this very fun party. What could be better than being on top of Aspen Mountain, celebrating the industry? So thank you, Food and Wine. It was pretty epic. So now to day 2. Okay, now what's coming up is a conversation that I had at a special lunch by the MX Trade Program, which was organized by Baltz and Company. Thank you so much for having me. And chefs Gregory Gourdet and Kwame Anuachi were the chefs cooking. And it took place in this gorgeous field outside of the main town of Aspen. We took a shuttle ride to get there, about a 20-minute ride, and it was just picturesque. The sun with the mountains and the greenery and so much deliciousness. Thank you, chefs, and thank you all. So who do I speak with? Well, I caught 3 awesome people. Danny Meyer, the founder of USHG and my guest on episode 100. Michael Anthony, the executive chef and partner of Gramercy Tavern, and my guest on episode 229, and Arada Ditar, the chef de cuisine of Gramercy Tavern. And they were all in town to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Gramercy Tavern, which I touched upon with Claudia Fleming earlier in the show, who was also in Aspen to help celebrate this amazing milestone. And what a huge accomplishment. Big congratulations, and so glad I could be there to help celebrate with you. And then from there, we're going to go to day 2 at the Grand Tasting Tent. And I spoke with Digby Stradiron, my guest on episode 257, the chef at Latha in Phoenix, Arizona. And I got to see him there earlier this year. He's also the culinary ambassador for the U.S. Virgin Islands and a contributor to my book, CHEFWISE. And then I spoke with Young Chang, the CEO of Asha Foods USA, Michael DeWark, the CEO of Verterra Dinnerware, and Caroline Neighbors and Katarina Bill of Southern Smoke Foundation. Caroline is the Director of Marketing and Development, and Katarina is the Chief Mission Officer. I hope you enjoy these conversations. So, hi, Danny Meyer.
Hi, Shari.
Michael Anthony.
Hello.
Hello. And
Arada Ditar.
Amazing. Well, we are here in Aspen at the Food and Wine Classic, and you all have a dinner tonight celebrating the 30th anniversary of Gramercy. How do you feel?
We're all pinching ourselves, especially me, who's been here since the very first day Gramercy Tavern opened. And I never had any expectations that there would be this kind of occasion with such incredibly talented people that I've had the honor of working with for so many years. And the restaurant's never been better than it is today, which is really saying something.
Yes, I recently, not that long ago, went in for lunch. I remember seeing you, Michael, and it was fantastic. How do you feel about this anniversary?
30 years is a long time for any restaurant to be around, and Gramercy Tavern is still a young restaurant, young in spirit. It has something to prove. The team, marks its improvement every day, works hard, leaves it all on the field, and congratulates each other for a job well done, but comes back the next day to try to do it better. And that's hard to find in a young restaurant, let alone one that's been around for 30 years. I feel great.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And when did you join the team?
I started in September of 2016.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah, so I started as a line cook many moons ago, feels like. And I just worked my way up. I had loved the restaurant for a long time. I ate at the restaurant right before I went to culinary school to experience my first fine dining restaurant. And I loved it then, and I kept eating at the restaurant even when I was working at a different one in New York. And so when the time came to move on from that place, I was like, well, my sister was like, you need to work here. You love this place. And I have loved it ever since. It's been the most surreal experience to work my way up from line cook to chef de cuisine, but it's also been an incredibly rewarding experience. And I feel so grateful to be here and to be with these gentlemen right here who have supported me my entire career. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And you have the whole team here. I saw Claudia Fleming yesterday. So what's the dinner tonight? What can people look forward to?
Well, we're really grateful to Food and Wine magazine because seeing that it was going to be our 30th birthday, I was going to say anniversary, but I think it's a birthday.
Birthday.
And remembering that the idea of Danny and Tom Colicchio working together to do this was actually hatched right here at the Food and Wine Classic all the way back in 1992.
Wow.
Food and Wine said, we really want to celebrate this moment. And there's an amazing feature article in the July issue of Food and Wine magazine. And they said, furthermore, we want to celebrate by bringing together a bunch of the talented people that started Gramercy Tavern and that are taking Gramercy Tavern into its next generation. And so that's tonight's dinner. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be an exciting collaboration between a whole lot of very talented people.
Very talented. Understatement for sure. What are you cooking tonight?
We're doing an asparagus salad that's comprised of a lot of ingredients that we bought right here at the farmer's market. And we're doing a smoked trout with pickled onions and kohlrabi. We're serving Tom's squab, which was the dish that he served when he was the best new chef back in 1991, I believe.
Nice.
And then Claudia is serving, a dessert that everyone swoons over, the coconut tapioca. And so it should bring tears to everyone's eyes. And with the team at the Hotel Jerome, we've got a great ballroom and an outdoor space that we're cooking in. So we'll be smoking some things outside and putting together some delicate things inside. It's really amazing to cook with this group of people because that's rare for us to all be in the same place.
Yeah. Very special.
It sounds like Kwame.
It is Kwame.
Time to have some lunch here.
Definitely time to have some lunch. I need to congratulate you also on Shake Shack 20 years, huh?
Yeah, we've had a lot of big celebrations happening right now.
Yeah.
And if we get together next year, it'll be Union Square Cafe's 40th. It's kind of crazy.
I want to come to that.
Next year, it'll be the Modern's 20th. A lot of big celebrations. It's good to keep going, isn't it? Yeah. It's good to keep getting better with age.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Let's get going. But congratulations and wonderful to see all of you. You're the best. Well, hello. I'm Shari Bayer, host and producer of All in the Industry. And I'm here at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. It's day 2 here at the Grand Tasting Tent Media Pavilion. And I love being here on campus and interviewing people. So stay tuned. Hello, Digby Jodiron.
Yeah.
So good to see you here in Aspen. How are you?
It's great. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you right now and to be in Aspen.
Yeah. I mean, last time I saw you, I was out in Phoenix, and you have a wonderful restaurant there.
Yes, Lada.
Yeah, how's that going?
Things are good. It's my first time actually cooking on the mainland, as you know, right? Being in America. And just being able to experience the American fabric, be part of the community. It's very exciting to bring food from the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's a vibe. I'm enjoying it, yo. It's a lot of love.
Vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
I love that. I love that. So what's your role here in Aspen?
So for the weekend, I'm representing the United States Virgin Islands. I spent many years as a culinary ambassador, so it's always good to just give back and promote my home area and try to get everybody to come and visit. A lot of people like to go to Jamaica and all these beautiful places, and I always remind them we're part of America. You don't need a passport, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, I know. Whenever you talk about it,
we got to get
thinking
you there.
About my flight.
If tourism is listening right now, can you please bring her down?
Yes, please. I will be so thrilled to be a part of the experience of being in the islands. And yes, and being here in Aspen is a big treat for me. I love seeing the chefs and trying your delicious food. You were cooking last night at the mountain.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to be on the gondola, yo. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some oxtails with bamis, and we did some alcapurrias, and it was good to bring things that are indigenous to the Caribbean and put it on such a high plateau. And I just being straight up as a boy growing up, I dreamed of that hill, right? So to kind of see it and be amongst my peers and my colleagues, and I got to see you last night, man. And just the fact the way we did everything, yo, the music. Again, it was a vibe.
It was a vibe. It was a fun party.
It was fun.
Have you had any downtime to take a hike or eat something in town?
A little bit, not too much. I've been running, we had a couple events. I got to go see Yoshi at Sway just a couple minutes ago. I'm just looking forward to being out and just being amongst everybody, tasting stuff at the tents too, and giving everybody hugs. And it's like a reunion too, right? We don't get to see each other all the time.
True. That's one thing I really love about being a part of this and seeing the community of chefs and industry come together.
Like one of the first things I did when I got here was I texted JJ, like, you in town, brother?
Yeah.
Because every time you just want to have that moment where it's like, how you doing? It's good to see you. Got to see Kwame, Gregory, so many beautiful people, You, big hugs. And it's a good reminder that we could work hard but we could also celebrate the time that we have and, love each other.
100%, I agree. And thank you again for being part of my CHEFWISE book. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for including me amongst in such an incredible project, yo.
Yeah, no, really cool. I feel really honored to have chefs like yourself part of it. So Thank you so much. I'll let you get back to, I'd say the kitchen, but it's more like the tent.
We're going to get in there. We're serving up some kalaloo for everybody today, so it's an opportunity to bring something that left Africa, landed in the Virgin Islands. You know it as gumbo, and now we're serving it in Aspen, right?
Yeah, gumbo, good stuff.
Food is love.
Food is love. Wonderful to see you. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure, Shari.
My name is Young Cheng. I'm the CEO of Asha Foods USA. This is our first time participating in the Aspen Food and Wine Festival, but our product we sell primarily wholesale. So we're in all the major retailers like Costco, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods. We've been selling in retail for about 8 years, and we love to participate in food events because we can really show our customers, that the ramen noodle is so much more than just ramen. There's a lot of different things you can do it, and where else better to do it than the Aspen Food and Wine Festival?
I hear you on that. So what are you serving today?
Today, in the earlier tasting, we had a miso-based cream ramen with caviar, and now we're doing a lemongrass beef soup-based ramen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, are you back?
We're back tomorrow to wrap it up. The fifth and final tasting. We're going to be using our chili crisp and with our noodle, of course. So it's more of a traditional style recipe.
Nice. And when you're not eating ramen, where are you eating in Aspen?
Oh, in Aspen, we've had a chance to have some really good food. We had Coss the first night.
Okay.
We just had Clark's Oyster Bar.
Oh, I went there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. So delicious food. I guess here, culinarily speaking, it's the best of the best here. So we've definitely been eating well on this trip.
Awesome. Well, wonderful to meet you. And have fun today and tomorrow. Enjoy this beautiful scenery.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Shari.
Hi. Tell my listeners your full name and affiliation.
Sure, Michael Clark, and I own a company called Verterra.
And when did you start Verterra?
We started the company in 2006 and started selling in 2008.
Wow. I mean, I feel like I've known you. I feel this whole time, and about almost 20 years now. So what do you specialize in?
Sure. So Verterra started making compostable, disposable products. Our goal from the beginning was to take agricultural waste. Our first product was using fallen palm leaves, turning them into a usable material to replace paper and plastic disposables.
So are you product here at the Classic?
We do. We've been honored to be, I believe, for at least 12 years sponsored the Classic, and all the compostable disposables are served on our products.
That's huge. Yeah. Do you remember the first Classic? You said 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years.
Have you been coming every year?
Almost. I've been coming for 11 years. I missed the first one.
Okay. Do you have a favorite part, or is it always different?
I mean, everything about this weekend is just absolutely spectacular. There are so many unbelievable people that come through this event, from amazing chefs that come in, and the talent, as well as just a lot of people in the hotel and hospitality industry that we get to meet. And it's just an honor to be here every year.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Where are you eating when you're in town?
I bounce around to a few places. I always enjoy stopping into Jerome as well as Matsuhisa. I always have a fabulous meal.
Yes, I'm gonna hit Matsuhisa tonight for a party. Yeah,
I feel like
I feel like that's always a must visit when in Aspen. And what else are you have going on this year? Are you doing a lot of events coming up?
We do. We're involved in over 500 food festivals throughout the year.
Wow.
Obviously, James Beard, where I
Right. I know, back-to-back events.
Back to back. And we started working with the amazing team at Alex's Lemonade Stand, which is just such an awesome charity. And then, we don't realize our real business is the over 250 different compostable disposables products that we make for the restaurants, country clubs, hotels, catering, hospitality industry, and sports and entertainment.
Awesome. How big is your team?
We have 11 in the U.S. and it's almost 900 people in our factories.
Okay, I make 11 for all that you do. That's tight. Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's so good to see you. I will see you at the party tonight. Enjoy. And I don't know if we're on the exact same circuit, but we always seem to see each other at events, and it's always a pleasure. So
It's always fun to see you. When I see you, I know I'm in the best room.
thank you. Yeah, Tell my listeners both of your names and affiliation.
Sure, I'm Caroline Neighbors, and I'm with Southern Smoke Foundation.
And I'm Katarina Bill, and I'm the Chief Mission Officer at Southern Smoke Foundation.
Amazing. So for people not familiar with Southern Smoke, what is Southern Smoke Foundation?
I'm gonna let Kat take that one.
Sure. So we are a nationwide nonprofit. We provide emergency relief grants to food and beverage workers who are experiencing crisis, as well as no-cost counseling to food and beverage workers.
And we are the beneficiaries of Aspen Food and Wine Classic. We're so excited to be here today.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I have been talking about maybe coming this year to Houston to your event.
Come on.
Never been, and I know it's an amazing cause, and I know Chris Shepard, and I know he's around here. I've seen him a couple times. And so, what are the dates this year?
Yeah, so we'd love to have anybody join us for October 5th in Houston, Texas. We're based downtown at Discovery Green. We have a home base at the Four Seasons, and there are also a ton of other amazing hotels right around there. Tickets are actually going to go on sale in about the next month, which is super exciting, and we would love for anyone to come. We have 75 chefs from all over the U.S. coming to join us, and in addition to that, this year we're also featuring bars and bartenders. So we have Alba Puerta from Julep, who's a James Beard Award winner.
I saw her in Chicago. I've been on a little event tour.
Yeah, you've been on the circuit.
Right. I really have. This is my last leg. Yeah.
Ours too.
Literally.
Everyone's ready. Like, this is the best way to send out.
I love
travel.
being here. I love being here. But it's been a lot. There's a lot that happens in June. It's a busy month.
There is. Yeah, we have a ton of bars. We have Bacchanal from New Orleans that's coming.
Ooh, I love that spot.
Lola from Austin. And then we're also, for the first year, having a demo stage. So you're going to get to see amazing people like Christina Tosi that will be in person. So we're excited.
Cool. Doing any podcasting?
Well, we are now. It sounds like we should be.
I don't know. Maybe
we would love to.
Let's talk. No, I would love to come. And I was at an event you guys did in New York. Oh, when was that?
September.
Yes. Time flies. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a really nice event to be a part of.
Yeah.
And to hear more about the organization.
Yeah, and we'll be back up in September around the announcement of Food and Wine's Best New Chefs, and we'll be doing another little pop-up, actually with our friends at Tillet.
Oh,
so,
wonderful.
Yeah, we'll have to come out.
Saw Jenny today. Jenny's a friend.
Yes.
Jenny's also a fellow podcaster.
Oh, we love Jenny. She's
Jenny and Alex. Awesome. Okay, we're wrapping things up. But anything else on your agenda in Aspen? Where are you eating?
Well, we're very excited to also be not only the beneficiaries, but we're co-hosting the send-off event tomorrow at Top of the Mountain. So we're looking forward to really celebrating the entire classic with everyone and sending it off with a bang.
Yeah, and you know how this is. If y'all haven't been, you should come to Aspen Food and Wine because it's such a small, beautiful town. You just bump into people, you know, and it's like
we just bumped into each other.
It was next thing you know,
Yes.
Next thing you know, you're like, why don't we go here and do that? So I think the magic of this festival in this town is unparalleled.
Yes, I agree. Well, wonderful to see you both. Congratulations on everything you've achieved, and I know there's more to come. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
See y'all in Houston, October 5th.
Thank you. And that's a wrap from the Grand Tasting Tent at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. I'm going to head to some parties tonight. Thank you to everyone who stopped to chat with me. Loved being here. And thank you, as always, for being part of All in the Industry. Bye.
Hearst Ranch is a proud sponsor of the Heritage Radio Network. The Hearst family has been raising cattle on the rich, sustainable native grasslands of California's Central Coast for over 150 years. Piedra Blanca Rancho in San Simeon is the original Hearst Ranch, founded by George Hearst in 1865. George's son was the famous publisher William Randolph Hearst. In addition to being known for building the iconic Hearst Castle, William was, like his father before him, an avid rancher. In his words, I would rather spend a month at the ranch than any place in the world. Thanks to one of the largest land conservation easements in California history, a joint effort with the California Rangeland Trust, the American Land Conservancy, and the state of California, the working landscape at Hearst Ranch will be preserved forever. Learn more about Hearst Ranch at HearstRanch.com.
Welcome back to All in the Industry on Heritage Radio Network. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer, and this is my special on-the-road show on the 2024 Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. I hope you enjoyed all of my interviews. Thank you to everyone who joined me, and thank you to the Classic. Okay, it's time for my solo dining experience. This week, it's at Plus de Vin. And I'll spell that. It's 3 separate words, Plusdevin, and for short, the initials are PDV. Here's the rundown. The location, 445 Graham Avenue, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York. The concept, neighborhood natural wine bar with elevated snacks and a super chill garden. Their website says, we're serious about excellence in wine, food, and how we are with each other, but not much else. The owners, Karen McKinnon, who is formerly of Estella and Franchette, alongside her husband, Max McKinnon, the chef and partner at Libertine, and Chad Carey, a San Antonio restaurateur. So why'd I go? Well, sounded like a great concept, and I'm friends with Karen and Max, and I want to support their new venture. So, my experience. A couple Sundays ago, I made my way out to Brooklyn. It was a beautiful day, and they don't take reservations. It's a walk-in only restaurant. And when I arrived, I actually ran into an industry friend of mine, Gary He, who was outside with a friend of his, sitting on the bench, waiting for his food to arrive. And that evening I was there, they were actually doing a collab with another chef who's based in Brooklyn, Trig Brown. He has Winson Restaurant and Winson Bakery, both places I've been to in the past that are great. And he was doing his burger that night, a dry-aged beef burger with sun-gold Russian dressing and American cheese, and they were making their own milk buns. And so, of course, I had to get the burger. There was a little line when I arrived. I waited about 5-10 minutes, and then I ordered. My server helped me decide what to get to drink and eat. They say, order at the bar, sit anywhere, and be kind. So I did all that. I sat at a table by the windows that cleared up. When I got there, it was a full house, but that became available, so that was nice. And when I placed my order, I had taken a little number on a stand. So when my food was ready and my drink was ready, they brought it to my table. It took about 10 minutes. And I sat, I ate, had a lovely time. I saw Karen, I saw Max. The whole place had really great energy. It was a really nice Sunday. So what did I get? Well, besides the burger, I had the endive Caesar, which had olive and sesame. And then to drink, I had an N.A. Lapos Aperitivo, which is a citrus-centered non-alcoholic Italian drink that was very refreshing. And it went really well with the salad as well as the burger. My whole meal was a really nice combo, all delicious. So that was my take. The ambiance. It's casual, intimate, minimalistic. It's got the bar on one side and then a communal table in the middle of the restaurant on the other side, and then a few tables up front. It's a very light and bright space because the front is all windows. And on the walls, they have some mirrors and some wine bottles. And there's a garden in the back that has a nice communal table. And so it's a charming neighborhood spot. Perfect for dining with friends or solo. Interesting tidbit. The restaurant name is a French phrase which translates to more wine. Personal fun fact. So I got to know Karen and Max when I was dining out solo back in December, I went to an omakase restaurant called Cajun, which announced that it was closing. It was down in the East Village. And they happened to be there at the same time with a reservation. And we sat next to each other at the sushi counter and basically dined together. And it was really special. So I'm glad I got to know them. And that was an incredible evening. And I'm really happy for their new endeavor. And Max is still cooking at Libertine, which I have been to solo. And actually, when I went there for a late-ish experience, John George and his team were there. And that turned into a fun evening. And the food was delicious. I hope to get back there again soon. So the cost of my meal at PDV was $55, not including tax or gratuity. Would I go back? For sure. I want to try their Peaky Toe crab toast. I also want to try their hazelnut chocolate mousse and much more. So the website is pdvnyc.com and Instagram is at pdvnyc. Big congratulations to Karen, Max, and the entire team. Really happy for all of you. And that's the show. Thank you for tuning in to this special on-the-road episode on the 2024 Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. Many thanks to all of my interviewees, all of the chefs, everyone involved in the culinary weekend. It was really fabulous. And a special shout out to Philip Baltz and Sarah Abel from Baltz & Company and the Amex Trade Program. Always a favorite part of the weekend for me. Also, big thanks to Classic's amazing publicist, Lori Lefray Wells. Thank you so much. Amazing job. And thank you to May Selby of The Little Nell, as well as to Food and Wine's editor-in-chief Hunter Lewis, and Devin Paget, who runs show. I always love seeing him. For more information, go to classic.foodandwine.com and follow on social at Food and Wine, #FWClassic. And again, the inaugural Food and Wine Classic in Charleston is coming up this weekend, September 27 to 29. Still time to go if you can make your way to Charleston. Website is foodandwineclassicinCharleston.com. You can follow me at Shari Bayer at Bayer PR and at All Industry. My Facebook page is All in the Industry. My YouTube channel is Shari Bayer. My websites are BayerPublicRelations.com, ShariBayer.com, and allintheindustry.com. All of our shows are archived at heritageradionetwork.org. We are also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you haven't already, check out my book, CHEFWISE, Life Lessons from Leading Chefs Around the World by Phaidon, available wherever books are sold. Many thanks to my engineer today, Armin. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer. I will be back soon with a new show. Hope you'll tune in then. And thank you as always for being part of All in the Industry. Bye. All in the Industry is powered by Simplecast. Thanks for listening to Heritage Radio Network, food radio supported by you. Keep in touch at heritageradionetwork.org/subscribe.